without further ado, welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
The first evening of your party's stay in Fudal has been pleasant. Birthday party, uh, tour around the landscape, the beautiful village, the party, the trip down to the cove. Unless there's something that folks were going to do, I suspect that the party goes to sleep the end of their first day. Is there anything that anybody had thought of between sessions, a scene that they would like to play out?
I don't believe so.
Mm.
No.
Not a scene that needs to happen. No.
Outstanding. Um, what is a village home with guest beds? Maybe not as you know comfortable or luxurious as to what you may be accustomed to at home, but the evening's rest is deep and rich. The uh, the society members each having what you will remember for days, weeks, or if not months to come, one of the most restful nights. Um, Ernst, you will remember this night of rest as one where you are sitting in an opulent study surrounded by books with a gramophone in the back with a rich, almost romantic uh, melody playing from a very powerful but skillful violin. Um, Tatiana, your night you'll remember your dream is of you and your mother in an opulent Russian opera house where a talented singer is captivated in the audience singing a solo with a handsome and skilled violinist. Trij, your dream is of one of enchanting crowds of surrounding you in this giant square, dancing and performing again to this rich and 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 up tempo, but still surprisingly uh, uh, powerful melody. Edvard, you're at home, your real home, and you are playing hide and seek, and you are um, in the background is a party where your family and friends are, and there is um, there's a band you can't quite see, but this wistful and playful melody as you are playing hide and seek, and you're all pulled from this experience in the morning, regardless of what your normal biorhythm uh, would do. You wake to the loud, almost military cadence of one Jenny Swords, who shouts in the center of your cabin, "Rise and shine, city folk! There's work to be done!" And you all kind of pop out of this pleasant dream, and it's already daylight outside. And if you typically are up early, you're immediately like, oh no, how did I
Hello?
oversleep? I completely overslept. What happened? Uh, but you can also smell um, uh, eggs, sausage, what smells like toast. It seems that Jenny has brought breakfast to you.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Jennings. I'm usually up way before this point.
That's okay. A lot of people have a hard time waking up after a good, uh, happy celebration party. There was a lot to go around, a lot of drinking to be had. It's normal.
It,
But I
it
brought
seems
breakfast for you.
much obliged, much obliged. It
Thank you.
seems we celebrated a bit more than we were aware of.
Well, I am going to see to the morning routine, make certain that everybody else is up and that we get on the business of tending to our livestock and such. If you need any help from me, you'll find me either here in the village or out in the meadow. Uh, Anything else that you might need, please don't hesitate to ask. But good morning. And very smartly, she spins on a heel and she walks out of the cabin.
Yours is just stuffing their face.
Well, now I know that Trish and Tatiana were in a separate room that had a door, and I can't remember. Did Ernst Edward, you were like in beds that were in like the common area, weren't you?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Outstanding. I don't know. Let's say it's Ernst. Ernst, as you sit up in your bed, you swing out of bed and you're talking with Jenny, you hear a fold up piece of paper hit the floor. Seems to have been on your bed.
Most peculiar. I take a look at it.
All right, I've just dropped it into your chat. The note on the bed.
Oh my. It says, meddlesome people like you would be wise to leave. Let us handle this ourselves. Well, that's rude. Wonder who would have left it. Jenny called for our help, and she's been the primary hostess here.
But Edward, Ernst, surely you would have woken up if someone came in during the night, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't hear
I'm
anyone.
a very light sleeper.
And
I did have an enchanting dream last night.
I did as well. The music, it was incredible.
I had music in my dream too.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Didn't
lovely.
hurt. I go over, grab my jacket, make sure the little cross that's on the inside pocket is there, and then turn it inside out, put it on. Does anything happen?
No.
Okay. He's like,
no.
Good.
If your character is concerned, like, oh my goodness, somebody was in here last night, a quick survey of your possessions will reveal that nothing is missing.
Maybe it's just something someone slipped in your pocket during the party and you forgot or didn't notice.
No, it's like, oh no, it's just something I've been told to ward off some enchantments.
Oh no, I meant the folded piece of paper.
Perhaps. I know that not everyone is going to be cordial or welcoming toward us, but it's a little bit disturbing. Well,
I mean, I definitely don't think it was Jenny. Jenny's the one who invited us here.
yeah, there's no reason she would invite us here to insult us and ask us to go.
Yeah, that'd be kind of
Yeah,
weird.
she would. I get the
hard to get.
impression she would tell us directly to leave if that were the case.
Well, let us know if anyone tries to lock you in a closet, Ernst. I'd be happy to not curse them, but work on your behalf to free you.
I shall endeavor to avoid handsome young men. They seem to be trouble.
Human closets, you're gonna have a complex for the rest of your life.
It sounds like our scene sort of comes to a close as you finish your breakfast. Who would be the first person out of the cabin? Who's the first one to wrap up breakfast and step outside into the overly pleasant spring morning?
I mean, I would eat fast and head out for sure. Got people to meet.
I'd probably be soon after them.
Mm-hmm. Well, outstanding. As Trish, you're the first out to greet the day. The scene is one of other moths and kullas who have been woken up rather forcefully by Jenny, who are putting breakfast into their faces and running off to do the morning's activities. As you survey the scene, there is a moment of interaction that you see between a hurrying Bowl who's heading out for her work and Gustav. Apparently, Gustav is back. They're a bit far away for you to hear, but you can see that they are having a conversation. And this happens very quickly, where he comes up to her and she shows what is clearly a certain amount of disdain, and he reaches out for her hands, and she sort of is like hesitantly trying to like no, but he clasps uh her hands and he says something else, and she just sort of tosses her head and her hair and says something very curt very quickly and then pulls herself away. um she heads out to the meadows, and Gustav's, you can see his shoulders just kind of slump a little bit. Uh, and he sort of looks around to see if anybody nearby is like watching before he himself makes his way out towards the meadow, kind of in a parallel path to Jenny, but maybe just branching away where Jenny is heading for the meadow proper. It looks like
Awkward.
he's heading out to the meadow.
Jenny or Bull?
Bowl. I'm sorry, not Jenny.
Oh.
Bowl. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bowl is heading out to the meadow proper, and Gustav is sort of heading off to a little bit. What I would love for you to do, however, is make a vigilance check for me, please.
Okay.
This is just the two who left first.
Edward can hop. You know what? If Edward wants to hop
Ooh,
in,
okay.
but Trish, they.
I want to say he comes in and sees like her pull her hands away and turns away and just be like,
Well, then you can roll a vigilance check too, because that's the special part of the story. You both. Gustav
Excellent.
has left something in her hands. You can see her as she's walking away, look down at it, and it looks like it might be a note, because it looks like she opens it up, closes it quickly, and then shoves it into one of her apron pockets as she heads out to the meadow.
Gustav likes to write notes.
and she was very invested in us not going to the cove.
She was.
Tatiana at this point flings the door open and is like, "Good morning. I'm not normally awake this time of day."
Ah, Tati. Good morning. We just witnessed some drama. Let me spill the tea for you.
Tatia immediately like goes over to Trish and gets into like whisper mode, like hunched close together.
Yeah, I'll tell her everything we just saw, and yeah, now Bull's got a note, kind of reminiscent of a note we saw earlier today, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Ernst will come out and join the group as well at this point.
Yeah.
Made myself presentable and
as I was telling Trish, Bull was very apprehensive about us going to the lake. A bit more than...
Yeah, it felt like she was trying to distract us when she found out we were going to, trying to keep us at the party when we arrived early.
Yeah, as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they were her footsteps we saw?
It's
We could
possible.
investigate that. We could try to, see if there's any footprints nearby, or try to get a look at her feet like a bunch of creepers.
Where did you see her? Maybe there's footprints.
Yeah. No,
We could tail her.
Shall we
a little bit.
follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
but very nonchalantly, like we have other business on our
Of
way there.
course, of course. Taking in the
I really
air.
want to see some cows.
Tatiana holds her arm out to Ernst. Would you accompany me, fair sir?
It would be my pleasure.
Outstanding. Well, then we shift our scene several minutes later at the meadow, where a number of the kullas are working, including a bull. The meadow, as kind of outlined by the map that I handed out to you, which I'm going to keep out of the general view of the audience because of secrets and stuff. The meadow has like three distinguished areas. To the north of the meadow are two separate like pastures, one of which was where the party was last night. Another one, it seems like another fenced off area. Maybe it's a hospital pen, maybe it's for birthing mothers, who knows. The actual meadow proper is south of these two other pastures. The meadow does indeed have a large fence that um, pens off this meadow from what is the rest of Fudal Forest. I believe you already looked at the fence a little bit last time. I want to say you did.
Yeah, and
There was no sign that the actual uh, gate had been busted or vandalized.
Hmm.
But that there's also no lock on the gate. You would have seen that as
Yeah. So it would have been very easy for someone to unlock it and lead someone down to the lake in the cove.
well. Mm-hmm.
Shut
Oh, I guess the other thing is that the currently the cows are being moved out of that fenced pasture and they're being moved into these pastures that are around the village. They are not, since they are around the kullas are culling. They are singing to maneuver the cows around. They don't seem to have the same "we're nervous, we don't know who you are" attitude that you saw in them last night.
Tatiana wants to approach the kullas, or whoever is closest to us.
Mm-hmm.
Could you show me how you sing like that?
She says, "We teach each other. We teach each other different melodies, the different songs that uh, we use, and then we train the cows to follow. So if we want to move them over here, we sing one thing, but," and she kind of gestures to the other singing. What you're hearing right now is the song of moving them to our northeastern pastures. And the young cows simply learn from the older cows. Cows are a herding creature, and it just takes a few trained cows to get everybody else on the same page. She sings a few bars, and you're able to see that it's a mix of this a higher register, higher pitch. There is some action in the throat to uh, create some of the wavering, that kind of a haunting sound to it. Um, it's not a traditional melody. It clearly is like, you know, like it's a mountain song. It's in the same kind of sense of like if you've heard like yodeling or whatever. There's sometimes it's just a series of its own melody. It doesn't necessarily fall into this is a song, this is its verse and this is its chorus sort of feel. So,
Yeah.
but it has a specific message. This Kula explains.
Okay. Can Tatiana attempt to replicate the sound very poorly?
Absolutely. Well, I mean,
Let's see how she does.
yeah, absolutely. What do we want to? What are you doing? You're trying to convince. You're trying to convince a cow.
Manipulation?
I mean,
Animal handling.
right? Animal handling. So
Close combat.
Close combat.
Close combat.
Let's go. I really think that manipulation is the closest thing, but I'm gonna make this a more challenging test because this is your first time and you've had just a little bit of training.
It's my first time, and I have a mental condition, so here we go.
Hey, let's go. It's very nice, she says to you.
Does she know that she's being condescended to? Like, does she know she didn't do well, or does she think that she did great?
You do not know. It doesn't sound like condescending.
Okay.
She's being polite.
She's being polite.
God. Yeah.
No. I'm saying, does Tatiana know that she was horrible?
I mean, no, I don't think that you were horrible.
Okay.
Primarily because there are not a lot of ones there, I suppose. If I'm going to be true to the Mutineer Zero engine, which in some games has things happen if you roll multiple ones. So, no, it was a good effort.
Okay. So, thank you. And then she's just going to go back to the group and go back to Ernst.
I'll offer my arm again.
Maybe I could be a kulla if we ever run out of work.
That was interesting. Did you step on something? You kind of gasped in like agony for a second while you're over there talking to her.
That's the song. That's how they move the cows.
Oh, it was something. Okay.
It was quite lovely.
Good job.
Thank you.
Haunting.
It was haunting.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
As the cows and the goats are finally led away, the meadow the actual fenced part is pretty much vacated, and I had heard something about doing a little bit of investigating. So what are you doing with said meadow?
We're trying to find Bull, right? We're tailing her.
So
trying to see if there's any like footprints.
Yeah, so you walk me through this. Tell me give me a reason to give you an advantage, because I can think of a way that you could have an advantage in this scenario.
Well, depending on how tall the grass is and how early in the year it is, she could step through the grass. There could be a footprint left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Or if we just get close enough to her, we can probably get a good look at her feet if she's not wearing a super long skirt. Maybe.
So I like our first plan. I think it's going to be pretty easy to be able to identify fresh tracks, as you are flying casual, so to speak, right? Close, but not too close.
Yeah.
And she, along with the other kullas, are busy moving animals to where they're going to be grazing for the day. So you've got a pretty good sample of, and it's, on first glance, it could be. You'd have to do a little bit, maybe a plaster cast to take down to the lake might be the confirmation, but you're looking at something that's a candidate. You're pretty sure a candidate. The real question is, I think the question is, what's the next step in this now that you have an idea of Bull's tracks?
Well, if we see the tracks, we could take out a piece of paper and lay it next to the tracks and try to sketch out the size and shape.
I'll gladly tear a page from my notebook for the task.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Cool. So while CSI Sweden is happening at the footprints, Tatiana and Edvard, what are you doing?
Just I'm actually going to be surveying the land with the spyglass and the edge of the forests and seeing if I can pick up on that individual with the hat again.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
The guy who was hanging out by the river when we were over there.
Yeah, the one who was by the cove that I saw the
Yeah.
back of, and I saw him walking away. So
Was he was a young man, right?
we got to look at his back. We don't know. We just know that he has long hair and a big straw hat on.
Was he wearing something fancy, or was it just a straw hat? Okay.
No, it wasn't. He was wearing like kind of vagabond clothes. Is a good way to put it.
He's dressed like a homeless man.
Outstanding. Cool. So let's do this. This is exciting.
Sorry, binoculars. I have a pair of binoculars.
Yes.
As a +2 vigilance.
So Tatiana is kind of bored, but she has her opera glasses and she's keeping Edward company. So she's also looking.
Kind of like mimicking him with opera glasses.
Just looking stylish as she does so in case any handsome young gentlemen who aren't already in relationships are watching.
You never know. Always be ready.
So let's go to our, I think the closest thing to a successful, like a sleight of hand is probably, because it's precision. I think either a precision or a stealth to get a really good tracing of said track. So I think that's something, Trish, it sounds like you were doing the sketch perhaps.
Yeah.
So we're going to see, how solid of a sketch this is. And I think stealth is probably the closest thing to a art roll, hand dexterity, precision.
Yeah, that makes
Plus,
sense.
I think you have some. Oh yeah. There
we go. Ooh.
Oh, unfortunate.
Oh man.
I mean, it's a foot.
Not a very good sketcher.
It's not. It's not gonna pass in a court of law, but you got a sketch of the track.
Rough.
Meanwhile, scanning the forest. Let's see. Are we vigilancing here, Edward?
Yes.
Tatiana? All right.
Or I am, at least.
Oh, Edward.
Nice. Thank you, binoculars, for getting a +2.
Tatiana is holding her opera glasses, and Edward looks over, and she's holding them reverse.
Oh, I was imagining Edward taking the lens capsules off.
No, she's just holding them up, and it's like they're clearly meant to go the other way.
Yep.
Everything's so far away.
Off in the tree line, Edward, with one success, you see that there is a thing. But on a second success, you see that the thing is one Jans Gustav, who has already made his way to the tree line, but has turned and is hiding behind a tree and is looking your way. And as you scan and lock on him, you can see that his expression is, and he dashes off into the forest.
So he was following us.
I think we did. I think he was.
Gustav and Bowl met.
Yeah.
And they both went for the meadow ahead of you.
Yeah. But it seems like he's been watching us.
But yes, that's what this is. Yes, it appears so.
Yeah. It's like, looks like Mr. Gustav is definitely keeping an eye out for us.
Probably noticed us following Bowl. I was maybe concerned for her. Can't blame him. We are a bunch of strangers.
Could be.
does lend credence to the theory that he's the one who planted the note.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
What I would give to see what he wrote to Bull and compare handwriting.
Yeah.
Well, outside of pickpocketing, I don't have ideas.
I could pick a pocket.
I think we might try to make pickpocketing plan B.
In the
I'm trying
meantime,
to I'm trying to remember. Tatiana, did you have any conversation with Bull last night?
Just the conversation we had with her together.
Right. There's no particular
We could just
camaraderie between the two of you.
we could just ask her what her relationship with Gustav is. I mean,
I know what I'll do. And she dashes off to Bowl without saying anything to the rest of you.
There she goes. And she's off.
I was going to suggest a nice saunter in the woods as a good relaxing event for today and cover for looking for the young Mr. Gustav.
Oh, what's in the woods, do you think?
Well, he ran into there.
Yeah, Gustav currently.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what he's doing in the woods.
I do not know.
Sure. Guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Well,
should we leave her?
Maybe you two should go in the woods and I'll stay with Tati.
I mean, she's in the field or in the meadow with all of the other kullas. So
that's fair. Like, how much trouble could she really get into? It's not like she'll get locked in a closet or anything.
No, there's no precedent for that.
Worst case scenario, she'll sing some more.
And nobody wants to be there for it.
Yeah.
If all of the Febadars are like your Febadar, there's a distinct lack of like large closets. So you think you're good.
Yeah, it's like we didn't have any closets in our room and our house was rather large.
Well, I mean, Tati's pretty small. She could probably fit in a cabinet, you know. She's desperate enough.
Or just like laughs and be like, oh, I am so glad that we.
But you do have your puppers with you, right, Tatiana?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So she'll be fine, I think.
Indeed.
Fine.
We'll take a leisurely stroll to the woods.
She's got this. She's a strong, independent, whatever she is. We got this.
Outstanding.
And besides,
strong, independent author.
Whatever she is planning, I know at least for myself, I would just get in the way.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Well, it sounds like we're splitting the party, eh?
Yep.
Guess so.
Outstanding.
And there's one person on her own again.
Oh,
I don't know if we would have it any other way. Truly.
I'll die if we come back and she's trapped in a cabinet somewhere.
We
get back to her cabinet.
We could actually do this pretty easily because Tatiana's already bounding off to Bowl. So the three of you kind of, after you have this conversation, you begin to walk your way. I'm assuming your point of entry is where you saw Gustav.
Not really, kind of similar to where he was at, but Edvard is actually just kind of been like acting like he is just a happy gentleman prancing through the woods.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
So perhaps we can get in a bit of bird watching while we're out
Exactly.
here.
Like we're here on vacation. Most people know that's what we're here for.
Good. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And
except for the person who gave us the note.
And as our three society members make their way into the woods, the camera swings back to a frolicking Tatiana, who described to me the approach as you make your way to the meadow where one Lisbeth's Bowl is working on getting cows set up and bringing buckets over to pails over to begin the morning milk.
Remind me what Gustav looks like, because I'm curious what her
I
subterfuge
can
level needs to be here.
absolutely give you a description of one.
Because is she flat out lying or is she half telling the truth? Depends on what he looks like.
Sure. You have to have a hotness quota. Well,
Hell yeah.
They don't have standards.
Oops. How come his picture didn't go into the... Oh, because this is his picture. Image of Gustav. There's a picture. And I'll go ahead and put a picture there in the thing so people can see.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
Okay.
ooh.
Hey,
No
now.
wonder he was rejected.
Okay. Well,
oh boy.
Let's see here. Gustav appears to be, well, first of all, so he appears to be in his 30s. He's shorter than most of the other moths who are there. The hair is red, small beard. Yeah, that's the color palette that we're working with.
Yep. I mean, the red hair is going to be the one true point probably in this entire conversation. But here we go.
Okay, very good.
Tatiana's
Hair
gonna
sure is red.
Tatiana's gonna go up to Bull, be like, Bull, I was wondering if I could get your assistance with something.
Oh, it's you. Good morning.
Good
do
morning.
hope that you enjoyed my party last night.
I did, but I was rather sad that it seemed my colleague upset Mr. Gustav.
Oh, well, that's okay. He's a bit of a wet blanket anyway. That's fine.
Well, and she's kind of like going to twist the dress in front of her. I kind of have a thing for redheads, and I was wondering, do you have any advice on how I might approach him? Because I think he's probably still, frustrated by how the arm wrestling match went yesterday. I don't want him to think I'm pitying him or anything.
He is a bit of a drama queen, isn't he?
I didn't want to say it, but
it's okay. I just, he, for all of his annoyances and shortcomings, is quite a talented musician. It seems to be what he focuses on a lot. And I mean, he is a bit just a bit of a cold person, but we always have him play at all of our celebrations and parties. He does make some of the most wonderful music. I suspect that if you just ask him to play for you, compliment him on his performance.
okay. Storyteller. Trish, did you tell Tatiana like which pocket in the apron?
No, because I don't believe we saw her put it in the pocket. I believe we saw her take it in her hand.
You
And
saw
put
her,
it in her apron,
you
but
saw her take it.
We did
open
see her put
up.
it in the apron. Then yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would never leave out the important details of the tea.
In this case, Bull is right hand dominant and it would have made its way into the front right pocket.
Okay. Tatiana wants to try something with her pup girl and see if she can subtly gesture for her pup to try to run off with Bull's apron. Like
what? Oh no, not my apron! What? No! And she starts this tug of war. It's not coming off. It's not coming off of her though.
So since it's not coming off of her, in the effort to try to pull her pup away and kind of sleight of hand try to see if she can nudge the paper out of the pocket or something.
Mm-hmm. So here's our scene, right? You kind of give the uh, tug of war command. The dog latches on, starts to pull. It's that classic. It's the animal is pulling her down, so she's kind of hunched over, trying to pull it back, and the dog's just having a great time, tail wagging like nobody's business, playing. Yes, the human's playing tug of war with me. This is amazing. And that's when you come in to help, and of course, your help means you're gonna reach inside and grab the sheet of paper because we're dancing around the fact that we've both forgotten your dog's name again, haven't we?
Uh-huh.
Dang it. I wrote it down on my last cheat sheet. And I
Let's
didn't
see if I got it
transfer it
written
to
down.
this cheat sheet. And I'm feeling awful that I didn't. It's like Vicar or Vicar or Viscount or something. I don't know.
It's the word for black in Russian.
Yeah. I took German and not Russian. I had 2 options with my teacher. I could have taken Russian from him, but I took German instead. So this is great. The dog's a great distraction. I'm going to give you an advantage on this roll. This is a stealth check with
Okay.
one advantage is 2 extra dice.
Okay, I'm trying to remember how to do this. So I click on the dice and then do the roll.
You can click on your stealth roll, then hold it with your left mouse click, right mouse click twice to add 2 more dice to your roll.
Oh, that's 3,
Wow.
baby.
You got her credit card. You got her driver's license.
Heck, she wasn't even carrying it, but you got her social security card.
What is a driver's license? You've got it.
I just want a Hotmail NPC at some point down the line. That's all I want from this. But go ahead.
No promises. I mean, she's got the only thing that she's got is the vigilance. Oh, sad vigilance roll. Oh, probably there's no way. Oh wow. Oh wow. Outstanding.
Oh wow.
Tatiana with ease and sublime level of dexterity. Trish's radar, their radar's probably going off right now, like something amazing just happened somewhere. You have
a single tear goes down Trish's cheek.
You have the note.
Excellent. I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. He is a good boy, isn't he? And the dog lets go, and Bull gives him some scritches, and he's just playing, right? And she, for a brief moment, your like heart kind of leaps up into your throat a little bit as she checks the apron. But it's clear that she's checking it for damage and sees none, and says, "That was fun. You know what? I would love to play with him later, but I have to work now, and that was really surprising. I have to admit, I wasn't expecting it. It was fun, but we got to make certain that I know that this sort of thing's going to happen. I don't want him to rip my work clothes."
Oh, I understand. I'll go take her for a walk in the woods. That's where my colleagues went. She probably just needs a good run, but I'm so sorry about your apron.
Into the woods?
The path. And she's going to gesture vaguely over her shoulder.
You mean to the back to the cove?
Oh, we have a forest back home, so we really like walking around in the woods.
Okay. Nobody really goes into the woods.
I mean, you've seen my dog. She just needs a good run. So I won't go very far.
Really
I'll just let her
recommend
do
the
it.
meadow. It's not sometimes. I don't know. Are you walking away?
No, she's letting Bull dig whatever she wants to say. Just
fantastic. She says, just sometimes it's not safe to go in there. There's animals. Sometimes a bear.
Oh, bears. How large?
Bear large.
Oh, I'm from Russia. Bears don't scare me.
Should.
Okay.
She's just smiling and just like completely nonplussed. Just like, yes, tell me all of the things I should be scared of.
Bears.
Bears.
Yeah. Oh my.
Because if she says wolves, oh, my dog is descended from them. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. No mention of wolves.
Okay.
Bears.
All right.
As you walk away, do you want to read your note?
No, not while she's within sight.
Excellent. Fantastic. Cool. Well, let us move from that resounding victory to our other group, who are meandering their way through the forest. As forests go, it's an interesting mix of pine and spruce trees. Areas at time are thick and tangled, and it takes a little bit of time for you to kind of bushwhack your way through it. Other areas are more open, clearings, a little light shining through. Some areas are a little denser. The canopy has kind of choked the forest floor. So there are areas that are a little difficult to navigate through. Some areas are a little bit easier. I guess we're at the point in the program where we are trying to figure out how we're going to track one Gustav
Yeah.
Jans as you are making your way through the forest.
I mean, he
Well-
looks like he smells, so. He looks like he smells like Axe. I don't know, just something about him.
Savage.
They have
All right.
Axe body spray in the
No mercy. No, we're just like looking like we're bird watching, and occasionally we'll look down to peer to see if we can keep track of him. Maybe look for his footprints, disturbed brush,
Okay.
things like that.
All right, outstanding. This will be vigilance then for folks who want to attempt to pick up Gustav's trail.
I'm helping.
Can I
would like
attempt
to
to
help there.
utilize my binocular bonus?
You're in a forest.
Fair.
You can see.
I'm literally
You
sniffing
can
the
see that
air.
this forest has an infestation of gypsy moths.
Yeah, I still got a 1.
Okay.
What is going on here? Look at all these successes. Look at all these successes.
Well then.
Yeah.
He's not hard. He's not very sneaky, apparently.
It
Not sneaky
appears-
enough.
It appears that he is running and not attempting to like cover his tracks, so to speak. So it is
Ooh, maybe he
easy
wants us to follow
to
him.
begin to follow the tracks deeper into the forest, if you so choose to follow said tracks deeper into the forest.
I believe I hear the red-breasted incel in the trees over that way, everybody.
Yes.
Does have a familiar call.
It has a pill-shaped beak that is crimson.
I hear its distinctive negging sound.
All right. Outstanding. Everyone has earned a success, so I will throw you this one last little reminder of what could have been. As you are following the tracks at one point, you come across a different set of tracks. These are larger tracks. These are animal tracks.
Are they bear tracks?
It seems like that there is, considering how recent these tracks are. A bear in the woods.
That might be why he's running away from us.
These tracks appear to be not moving in the direction that you are. This is more like you are following Gustav's tracks and you cross over a set of pre-existing tracks. But they were there recently. In fact, you can kind of see some freshly snapped brush as the bear is navigating its way through the undergrowth. But no bear in your vicinity.
You need to be careful. I guess there might be a bear nearby.
Yeah,
but there are 3 of us, and I believe bears are deterred by.
Yeah, usually you can scare them off.
Yeah.
They'd rather not risk a confrontation with us.
Although it is early spring, which means they're probably really hungry.
Maybe.
Well, we should exercise caution.
And exercise excessive caution if you see a little bear. Like one of the young ones. Because their mother is not far behind and she will be very angry.
Duly noted.
Keep eye open for small tracks.
All right. Let's see here. How far? Actually, it's really not that far. It's hardly even the same distance from there to where you're going to there to the cove. So because you're moving slower through the undergrowth, it does take some time. But within a couple of hours of some, navigating through the woods and some bushwhacking, you're following the trail. It's not difficult to do because you have made your way along as tracks. You come up to where the tracks are taking you. You come across a cottage. This cottage is part of what is a made clearing. There's a cottage. There's an outbuilding that looks like it might be an outhouse. Another outbuilding that might be perhaps a coop or something. And there's brush and hedge that has been cut in such a way as to distinguish some of the lines of the property.
So somebody's out here living in the woods. That's nice. It looks so cozy.
Yeah. Before breaking the tree line, Edward will try to crouch down and try to make himself inconspicuous as possible. And will take out his binoculars and kind of look around the vicinity and especially the cabin to see if he can catch anything more specific.
Mm-hmm.
This is a suspicious man. He must be suspicious.
All right. So we're going to have you doing a stealth check.
Right.
See how well you can breach this brush line and spy on the property.
Good news is that while I have a 0 stealth, I have 5 points in precision. So fingers crossed. Nope.
All right.
Well then.
So
no.
You do not see anybody outside. You don't see any animals. And no sign of Gustav in the yard or the on or around the building.
Okay. So I don't do the vigilance roll.
Oh, you can do the vigilance roll. That's right. Yeah, you have vigilance roll.
Yeah, it's just like if he's looking, he'll notice me. Pretty much guaranteed. I'm just like searching around looking for clues.
But you're looking through the binoculars throughout the property, right?
Yes, throughout the property.
Right. So the house itself it appears to be more of a wooden cottage that's like a hunting cottage. It doesn't seem to be of the same level of permanence as like what you're seeing that the village, the Fabadors, are made out of. And so it's a permanent structure, but it just doesn't have that same kind of people live here all year long sort of thing. And the uh, I guess the only other thing that you can see with the binoculars is going to be, I mean, yeah, there's appears maybe only to be one window on the front of the building and a door, and yeah, that's it's just small. It's small, and it doesn't have a lot of like decoration on the outside either.
Okay.
Yep.
This might be where resides.
It's
He's such a creepy little man. He lives out here by himself.
Wow.
It is a beautiful location.
That's true.
Quite. Few too many bears for my taste, but we all have different tastes, I suppose.
Maybe we should just like knock on the door and ask him if he's the one who gave us the note. I mean, what's he gonna do? Try to arm wrestle us?
I mean, I suppose we'll have to confront him sooner or later anyway.
Yeah.
Very well.
Now we know where it's at. We can do that now, or we could wait if we want.
Ridge, I think you're rubbing off on me. Bold action.
All right, let's go. High five.
Yeah, so Ernst is going to purposefully stride over to the cabin and sharply rap on the door.
Excellent. Ernst, are you doing this on your own?
Oh, I'm right behind Ernst.
Yeah, I'm coming behind him too.
Yeah, he's got his posse.
But this, he's not gonna. He knows that this guy probably knows they're onto him.
He might have a gun.
He might have a gun. Yeah.
So he's not gonna pretend that he's looking around at birds.
Right. All right, Ernst. With bold decision making comes bold dice rolling. I need you to roll a vigilance check for me, please.
All right, let's see how this goes.
Oh, okay.
Outstanding.
1, 2,
Ernst,
2. Awesome. You're rolling good tonight.
As you are striding forward, you hear Trish and Edward come up behind you, and I suspect that maybe Trish is like trending a little bit to the left as Edward is coming in on the right because he's ready to draw a weapon and cover that side, perhaps. And in what must be the longest second, Ernst, of your existence, in the last second, you catch a glint of metal in the ground to your left as you're walking by it, and you reach out your left hand and stop Trish as Trish's foot is making its way towards this piece of metal.
Is it a bear trap?
Kind of hard to tell. There's a lot of grass patted down around it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I am going to crouch down, take a closer look at this glinting metal.
Bear trap.
Oh, that
There
makes
are
sense.
You move away some of the cover, and it is a active, ready to chompinate bear trap.
Mm.
Oh, that was close. Thanks, Ernst.
Oh, of course, of course.
Gosh,
Uh,
I hate to think of my life if I couldn't dance.
And now I have to put away the table I was hoping to use. Sad DM noises.
Makes sense. Should probably grab a stick and prod at areas when we're going back just to make sure we don't step on another one in the bush. Sorry. Should have thought of that.
It makes sense. He has to have some kind of defense.
Yeah, I mean there are bears here. Like this is perfectly reasonable to be here.
Indeed, indeed. All right, well, uh, with my adrenaline coming down now, heart rate coming back down, we'll continue cautiously. Perhaps a little less bold than I was before, but certainly not sneaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up to the cabin door, rapping on the door, yes?
Yes, that is the plan.
There is no response from within.
Perhaps they're not home.
Just saw him come through this way, though. Where else could he
Yeah,
be?
I wanted to check on him to make sure that he was okay after our arm wrestling
Yeah.
match.
Also, the bear, we gotta make sure a bear didn't eat him.
Well, he looks
Well,
prepared for the bear just fine.
That's true.
I'm going to go ahead and rap on the door again, and I'm going to, in particular, listen for any sounds or activity inside.
We could announce ourselves also. That way he doesn't think that we're trying to be sneaky.
Let's have you roll let's go ahead and have you roll a vigilance check as you rap on the door to see what, if anything, you can hear.
All right.
Man, look at this. Outstanding. All right, cool. That's a success. What to do. My players are killing it tonight. All right. Fair enough.
I know, the system is not supposed to let us succeed this much.
I know.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
okay. You hear nothing as you listen.
Sneaky.
Yeah, he is sneaky, isn't he?
well, it sounds as if he's not home.
All right, exactly. I do wish before we end our vacation here to apologize. He did seem quite vexed. I was not expecting his ego to be so insignificant.
Well, perhaps he'll play again.
Yeah.
Have a chance to make your amends.
Yeah, and I did also want to compliment him on his playing. It was very good. Very good indeed. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to the meadow.
Is this said in that classic, well, I guess he's not here? Is that sort of what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah? Outstanding.
Yeah.
So where are you going to go?
To the side of the house, maybe?
Yeah?
No, we're gonna go. It's like no, we're gonna go through the forest.
Yeah. Maybe hide in a bush. I don't know.
And then after we break through the tree line and looks like we're far enough away that he can't see, be like, all right, now we are going to get on our bellies and crawl.
And
Outstanding.
I'm keeping my eyes open for more bear traps.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's like my main focus right now.
One of my first things I do is find a nice, solid,
Walking stick.
yep, a walking
stick.
stick and a bear trap sweeping stick.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Edward gets one of those too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But he's also
Three
like
of us.
on the ground, just going.
Yeah. like the military.
Yeah, Ernst is looking at that and going, "Oh, I don't know
Yeah, I
if
know.
I
I like
move
to
that
imagine
way."
you're the only one doing it, and we're just watching you. Like, oh wow, he can move when he's down
He's-
there.
Yeah, he's in his element.
him.
He's having the
Look at
time of
him
his life.
go.
You see him
You got a
more
knife-
animated than
You got a
he's
knife
ever
in your
been.
teeth.
Outstanding.
You have like a piece of fabric you got out of nowhere. You just tie it around your forehead like Rambo.
Oh my goodness. As Trish
Take
and
off your
Ernst
shirt.
are watching Edward get his
Military on.
military special
army
forces
boy on.
We jump back to Tatiana, who over the last half an hour or so, what have you been up to?
She was theoretically trying to follow the group into the forest.
Outstanding.
Incredible.
Outstanding.
She does have her dog.
Oh,
Yes.
she comes across Edward just on the ground.
I'm more worried about the bear.
I would love for you, and you're going to get an advantage on this because
Yeah, she's got a dog. Dog would notice the bear.
Biker, whatever his name is.
Oh my god.
Dog would for sure know that there was a bear
You will
around.
need to make a vigilance check, however, to pick up
Charney?
the scent. Wow. Tatiana. What is going on here?
Oh my
Thank
god.
you, Fantasy Ground Update.
Thank
you have
you.
been making our
Wow,
rolls
this is
hot
we
tonight.
need it.
amazing.
We need it tonight. That's for
It is
sure.
it is not Tatiana. It is entirely her good
It's all the
girls.
dog. It's the dog for sure.
You're absolutely right, Trish. You're standing there watching Edward army crawl commando, and you hear the snap of a branch and the
Bear.
rustle of bushes, and you turn around expecting a bear, but it is the familiar sight of Tatiana and her
Tiny
dog.
lady. Small lady. Big dog. Oh good, it's just Tati.
Oh, did you learn anything from Bowl?
Tatiana if they're crawling back to the house, can Tatiana see the house?
I think that you can, if you're kind of like looking through some of the brush and stuff, that you'd be able to see
Okay,
the
no.
house.
No, she wouldn't be. I got the note. And she's gonna go down on her knees and pull it out and open it.
Ah, yes.
What does it say? What does it say?
I know, right?
Him and Edward is.
Yeah.
Edward has no idea what's going on. He's in his own little world.
All right.
He's crawling.
It's like the idea of Ernst and Tati
and
like
by the
sharing notes. Like
Yeah, and by the time that he actually gets up there to see and he thinks he's heading, he'll take out his binoculars and just keep an eye on the place just to see if there's any movement in the window that they were at. And just that.
So I have put the letter in the chat. If you haven't
So,
read it yet, Tatiana.
Tatiana is going to read this in a dramatic whisper, but I don't think that's going to be pleasant for anybody, so you get to hear it in Tatiana's regular voice. My dearest Bull, your hair is as beautiful as freshly spun strings, and your voice is like the most exquisite music. You are the fairest woman I know. You make my heart beat like a drum inside my chest. It beats for you and you alone. But I know that your heart beats for another. I know that he, too, is a fiddler. But I promise, my love, the time will come soon when I will be the greatest fiddler Fudal has ever seen, and then you will not be able to resist me. Together we shall make very sweet music indeed. Your loving Johns Gustav.
No, perhaps this man has sold his soul at the crossroads for music.
I don't think there was any fiddler better than Gustav last night, was there?
No,
He was the best of the best last night. Yes.
he seemed leagues above everyone else.
Maybe this other guy wasn't at her party, which is weird. I mean, it was her birthday.
Hmm.
Well,
So while
you
we're
know what?
pondering this, I'm going to take out the note that I got and compare handwriting.
Good.
Hey, everybody, the music in your dream last night, was it fiddle music?
It was strings.
Violin. The style is a bit different than fiddle, and Ernst kind of mumbles on, and then I get a bit distracted and I kind of start humming it absently to myself, the tune that I heard in my dream.
That's the same music that was in my dream.
Yes, which isn't actually opera music, and it only just now strikes me. I was at the opera. That song doesn't play in the opera.
Hmm.
Do you think Gustav is Do you think Gustav is enchanting us?
Perhaps.
Maybe. Maybe Gustav, I mean, if compare the handwriting, maybe he was
Yeah,
playing the
I'm
fiddle
definitely doing a
well.
handwriting comparison here.
There's
Maybe
no
he was
need
playing
for
the
any
fiddle
kind of
well.
vigilance or whatever check. They are different handwriting. Gustav's handwriting is a cleaner script. Somebody who is very accustomed to working fine motor skills and the like. This other script, while legible and clean and neat, just doesn't have some of the same flourishes and the like. It is a much more utilitarian script, different handwritings. I would also argue, you know what? Roll a vigilance check. Let's see if I'll give you this on a success.
All right.
Oh,
But do you
shucks.
want to push it?
Do I want
Ooh.
to push it?
I don't know.
Don't think I'm going to push this one. Curious, but not that curious.
So here's the
Someone else.
question that your master of mysteries is interested in. How long are you going to stake out the cabin?
I mean, if it's his house, he could be there all day.
Hmm.
Guess he doesn't have a job.
Well, yeah.
My dog has a name again. I just had to find
All
the
right,
notes.
this time I'm writing it down.
Me too. We're all writing it down.
Yep.
Volkir.
Volchok or Volya?
Okay. Well, I've written down Volya, so
That's probably what she uses more.
outstanding.
Yeah, and I mean, Edward's not going to stop until someone tells him to. Like, again, I told you, he's in his own little world right now.
You look like you're having so much fun. Why would we stop you?
He is. He's having the time of his life right now.
Tatiana is going to look down and go, Edward, what are you doing?
I had crawled a little ways further.
Oh,
so
okay.
I didn't hear any of this. That's why I did the whole like this. Like, you guys are having like important plot relevant information being revealed, and I'm just like,
in your element.
Where's Edward? Edward!
He's right there on the floor. See him crawl around like a snake.
Volya, go get Edward.
Dog all over your face, licking it probably.
It's like,
A very obnoxious dog is interrupting your stealthy mojo here, Edward.
it's like, well,
Unless you can convince it to like lay down next to you.
No, I just scritch it and then I crawl my way back. Just be like, oh, Tatiana, you're here.
She's just going to hand him the note and see, I did important investigative work. And just hand him the
Yes, you
note.
did. Look it
You've
over and
done
be like,
quite well.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now I
seems
just
to
need
be-
to steal this other fiddler.
If he didn't write the note, that was trying to get us out of town, I think the reason he didn't open his cabin door is just because he's scared, because there's like 3 of us, and he knows one of us could already beat him up. So,
Oh, it's okay. Bull gave me brilliant advice. And she's going to, or wait, no. I don't think Tatiana has figured that out yet. Never mind. Tatiana is going to be like, what cabin?
we
right through that path over there.
We followed Gustav here. We think he might be in there, but we knocked and didn't get a reply.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me go say hello.
Oh, watch out for the bear traps.
She's going to call Volya back and look for a stick.
It's a forest. Sticks abound.
So keeping Volya very close at hand and then using a stick. And she's going to call out as she goes, Master Gustav, is this your home? As she gets closer. And then with no response, going up to the door. Oh.
This time, Edward will be also, he will try to sneak back up again and look at it while she's doing this.
Yeah, I was staying back because I figured, if he's intimidated by us.
I will attempt a stealth again just to.
Yeah.
Because I'm actively trying to be stealthy.
Okay.
Yeah. Tatiana's going to be, Master Gustav, please. I heard your music all night last night. I need to see you.
Go away.
Please. I would love you so much more than she ever could.
I don't know what you're talking about. Go away.
Please, just one moment. Just let me gaze upon your face.
Is this loud enough for us to actually hear?
Yeah. Tatiana's yelling through a door.
Like,
I don't know what you're. I think you're mistaken. Just go away.
Are you not the finest fiddler in all of Fudal? It is only you. It can only be you. She's trying to manipulate and call upon his pride.
Oh my goodness.
I will be one day the best Galarna has ever seen, but I don't. I don't need an apprentice.
Who could possibly compare to you? I don't want to apprentice to you. I just want to hear your music or see your face just one more time. And like she's she's producing tears. Like she has worked herself up,
Oh my
and they're
God.
not tears of emotion. They're tears because she's been shouting and like flinging her about so much, but she's playing them off as emotional tears. Please, I fell in love with you at first sight last night.
So dramatic. Someone get this girl a fainting chair.
Oh, oh honey. Oh honey,
Oh, honey.
you need somebody.
This girl.
I
Somebody that
know.
can
Yeah,
actually take
No,
care of
she
you.
she
Yeah.
just wants the door open so you guys can look inside.
I know
No,
what
I
you're
know.
doing. And if it's music you want, it's music you will have. And then this melody begins. It is uh, it is sorrowful, it is painful. It begins lower and slow, and as it picks up in volume and in pace, Tatiana, you no longer are thinking of getting the door open. You are thinking of walking. You turn. Edward, I need you to roll not a vigilance, but an observation check. Tatiana doesn't look right. There's something wrong, especially in Tatiana's face. It's an almost empty expression, something that you've never seen before. Tatiana begins to walk off the front porch.
What does Volya do?
Bully kind of looks back at you and just like, okay, mom's walking away, so
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta follow.
Tatiana walks past you, Edward, and is making a slow, steady pace for the still set bear trap. And 1 foot before reaching the bear trap, Tatiana stops. And then from behind you, Edward, because you've turned around to watch Tatiana, the door opens and the music picks up. And you see Gustav playing this fiddle, and he's playing this music. And he kind of, with his foot, kind of slams the door behind him, and he says, I don't want to hurt you. I told you to go away. Just leave me alone. And he begins to walk away from the group towards the forest line, playing this tune as Tatiana, with the balance of an acrobat, standing on 1 foot with the other foot hovering over the bear trap.
Still mind blank.
You're thinking about walking. The
Mhm.
forest is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The paths, the smells, the sights. But you're taking a moment to appreciate the scenery. You're with your friends. It's a good moment.
Yeah, and I'm still by the tree line.
I
Like
thought you
I don't
followed
think
her a little bit.
No, I just caught to the tree line so that I was far enough away that he couldn't
So that's even
get a
better.
good
That's an
look at
even
me.
better visual, right? Because Tatiana's kind of in the middle here, hovering over this bear trap. Edward, you're at the tree line, like, and Gustav is effectively making his escape away from where he saw you. And he's kind of moving in the opposite direction of you.
Does he look like he's heading towards the cove?
He is he's heading in. I imagined you came from roughly the west. I
Yeah.
imagine you've been effectively making your way in and through on the west side. So right now he's heading east.
So he's just heading away from where
He's
you
heading
came
away
in.
from you.
Okay.
It's clear that he is he's scared, but he's not scared in the sense of like like my life is in danger. He's scared as in this is 4-on-1. I am not 100% certain I am in an advantageous position. I am doing what I can to get out.
And Edward doesn't want to spook him, so he's going to stay down, but he pulls his pistol out of his holster.
Mm-hmm.
Like while he's sitting there, just kind of binocular, he just goes and gets ready just in case he needs to pop up and shoot this guy, because it's like obviously he's enchanted her.
Mm-hmm.
Because he knows that, like, hey, if I pop up and he misses a note, she might step on the bear trap and lose a foot. So he is hoping to not spook the guy.
All right. Given, and Trish and Ernst, feel free to chime in. I have no idea exactly what. I suspect you're all watching with bated breath.
Yeah. I am trying to make no sudden movements to avoid spooking Gustav as well.
Nice. Gustav makes his way to the far side of the property. Homer Simpsons his way through the far side of the hedgerow into the forest. The music persists for several more minutes. It has similar qualities to the music you heard in your dreams. And the music begins to fade as Gustav is, of course, going back deeper into the woods. And Tatiana begins to sway. It doesn't appear that Tatiana is waking up, but it appears that as the music is like falling away, its ability to hold her in place is failing as well.
Yeah, and as he's like gone, I will move up to her just to make sure she doesn't. Like, I still have my gun drawn, by the way, in case he can see me.
Okay. About the time it looks like Tatiana is going to go limp and collapse into this trap, Edward, you are able to collect her and move her away. And at that point, Tatiana, the idea of a pleasant walk has faded. You've walked a long way. Your muscles are sore.
Whoa.
But now you're in Edward's arms.
Tatiana, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine, but we work together. This isn't appropriate.
You were about to step into
Oh dear God.
bear trap.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Coming up by this point, what do you remember of what happened to you?
I laid it on a little too thick.
Yeah, but it's like when I saw you, he started playing his music. You turned around and were walking, and your face looked like you weren't there.
He had you under some manner of enchantment.
Yeah, with his violin specifically.
Maybe he was the one.
Why would he enchant people and take them to the cove, though? Especially if he loves Bull.
Well,
You're gonna creep.
And if he is our neck, they, according to the stories, have a habit of luring away women and children,
but they also have a third eye that they can't hide without covering it, according to what you had said earlier.
Well, didn't he in the note say something about he was soon going to be the best? Maybe he's getting
violin lessons from our neck.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
What could he offer the neck, though? What do they want? I mean, what could you give them to get?
When you were researching, did you know
the women and children that they lure? Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe he's helping the neck, like lure these women and children and the neck is feeding on them, and then in return he's getting lessons. That's reading a lot into it, but I don't know.
That is reading a lot into it. But
I mean, he clearly has an ability to do that, you know.
Why walk me into a bear trap?
he knew we were there.
Oh, that part is obvious. He was using you as a threat.
Yeah, he was trying to get rid of us.
Oh,
No, you were a hostage. You were a hostage for a minute there.
We now get to add bear traps to the list.
You were held
Tatiana,
in a violin-shaped.
I feel that we just need you to avoid young men.
Yeah, just, you know, they're
This
full
one's
of
older than
closets.
her,
To be
though.
fair, he's in his 30s, so, you know.
They're full of closets. and
Okay, compared to
traps.
Ernst, though.
True. This is true.
Anyone younger than Ernst is a young man.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
Edward's a danger.
seriously throwing myself at him. It's not like he was Samuel.
And yet, these all of the men that we've met have been trouble.
Yeah, I
They'll suck.
agree. We should, since we're all together and kind of in the vicinity, maybe we should head to the cove to see if there's anything there as well. Do a more closer inspection.
I concur. I was busy reading yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to go out there in the first place. So I'd like the opportunity.
So
I
we
mean, we're
shouldn't
already
burn
here,
his
so
cabin
might as well.
down then.
No,
Not
he lives here.
yet.
We don't even know if he's guilty
Agreed.
yet.
Okay.
Considering that we still haven't figured out that he is or is not the threat, he might be enthralled as well. Ooh. Right.
That's a good point.
I don't know. Ernst, you're the expert here on such things.
Oh, let me consult my notes. Here, well, someone else keep an eye out for bear traps. Trish, guide me. And as we're walking, I am going to be paging through the notes that I have kept and trying to cross-reference.
The rest of the three of us have sticks. Just going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also-
Trish we'll make sure Ernst doesn't wander off into the brush.
So
Tatiana's hands are full because she has to keep snapping to keep Volya next to her because she wants to run off into the bush.
Yeah.
So the party decides that in the shadow of Gustav's cabin, they're going to take off for the cove.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
To
the
the
cabin
cove.
that is now empty as Gustav has run off.
Yeah. I mean, we could search the
Actually,
cabin.
That was my first thought, but
does provide an opportunity.
But I mean, he can always come back and bewitch us again. So it's a
Yeah,
risk.
Edward wasn't thinking of breaking and entering, but
I wasn't Edward. I was expecting to
Yeah.
break and enter.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
know,
like
right?
if it was, I mean, like if the door is unlocked, you know, like I don't know, maybe there's like a welcome mat or go away mat, and like you look underneath it, there's like a little key. Please leave on a mat. I want one of those.
that would be a nice.
No,
Yeah.
he enchanted Tatiana. I think that he's lost a little bit of courtesy.
Yeah. I mean, if he comes back around, does anyone want to stand guard?
oh,
I
I
can
will.
stand guard. I'm not very good at investigating things.
Tatiana, if he is the neck himself, or he is under tutelage of the neck, they do have a special affinity for women and children. You would be especially vulnerable.
You're a very small woman. You're practically a child.
That's fine. I have a special present I'd like to give him. So as soon as we break in,
I don't think he wants your special present.
she has her notebook and her pen, and she has intentions.
Oh yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah,
Trish will
Edward will
stand
stand
guard.
guard. He
Yeah.
has And he will keep his pistol drawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Trish will stand there and look tough.
Yeah.
So Tatiana takes a seat in the
So we go,
woods, surrounded by her friends, I guess.
or do
Or
you
are
want to
we
break
at
into the
the
house?
cabin?
Well, we don't even know if it's locked yet, so let's
Tried the door.
test that doorknob.
Yeah,
He
I'm.
He
didn't. He
kicked
didn't.
it.
Yeah, he didn't lock it.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, he kind of ran off. He's like, "Leave me alone! I have to play my violin in the woods." Just like
Yeah.
that.
So it's like obviously it's not locked. I would say it's pretty obvious it's not locked.
Yeah, I'm opening the door.
Yeah.
The door is unlocked. If you had waited him out, he would have most likely locked the door on his way out. So,
He's in a hurry though.
the door is unlocked. You enter into this cabin. The cabin, as I said, is small. It is as Spartan on the inside as it is on the outside. There is a simple bed, nightstand, table. It looks like it's where he eats at. Small stand with a water basin in it. Fireplace currently out. Small stack of wood. What looks like a bag that might be for or clothing or whatnot. This seems to be not a permanent dwelling on the inside. This might almost be like this is where he stays. It doesn't appear that he has a permanent residence in this village.
Huh.
Tatiana is going to pull a piece of coal out from her apothecary bag, I guess, of herbs and place it on the hearth, similar to how they placed the cream for Greyfoot. And then she's going to settle herself down, sitting on the ground with her skirts all around her, like has to make sure her skirts are beautiful before she gets started. And then pulls out her notebook and starts thinking about her beautiful walk in the woods, the opera dream, the footsteps along the cove, and just put pen to paper.
Okay. We have Edward standing watch, Tatiana activating automatic writing. Yes.
Yep.
Trish and Ernst are searching the cabin.
Yeah, I'm
No,
gonna be.
Trish is also standing watch.
Oh, excellent. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so two outside, two inside.
Fantastic. Let's start with Ernst.
All right.
It's a small cabin. It's not going to take long to search.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Excuse me. Rifle through everything that I can and see if there's anything of interest.
Excellent. There is a. Let's see here. There is in the nightstand a. Let's see. It's crumpled and unfinished. But you find this letter.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Ernst is putting some things together. Do I find the knife that's mentioned here?
That's a great question. At this point in the ground, I'm sorry, I'm also reading the letter along with you to remind myself what it says. At this point in the program, that would be an investigation.
All right.
Check.
Let me. Okay, then.
Does your sixth sense trigger off of investigation as well?
Let me check which that is. Yes, the sixth sense is investigation.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're not finding a knife apart from just a few pieces of cutlery in the cabin. But as you're focusing on the information in the letter and thinking about the neck, and all of a sudden you begin to uh, feel compelled to make your way to the bed. From outside, you kind of hear, everyone hears Ernst struggling, and in a moment, you hear the wrench of what sounds like nails and the snapping of wood as Ernst, you pull away at a floorboard uh, that's sort of half under the bed, half out of the bed. Um, and in this space underneath the floorboard, you find a roll of fabric.
Opening that up.
Well, you're going to take this out. It's kind of rolled up. And as you unroll it, you come across something that you learned existed yesterday,
Yep, that's our tapestry, isn't it?
but has gone missing.
Oh, that's right, the tapestry.
It is indeed a 40 centimeter by 30 centimeter tapestry. It is simple, and it definitely has a lot of the same things that were discussed in the. I believe if I remember right, it was Jenny who had talked about it had gone missing.
Yes.
And this tapestry is absolutely 100% a neck. It is clearly not only has the three eyes, there's also a black cat perched on its shoulder, and there is a priest that is going is banishing it. Um the let's see here. I think details that you weren't given is that there is clearly a lake in kind of the middle ground that the neck is running away towards. The priest has a crucifix in hand, and the let's see here. Yeah, I think that is about what it is that you have.
Okay, and the neck had a cat perched on his shoulders, you
There was
said?
a black cat perched on its shoulder. Yep.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to let Tatiana do her automatic writing and then share this info with the group.
Outstanding. What is it that you roll for your automatic writing again? I kind of have forgotten.
Inspiration.
Inspiration. Outstanding. Yeah. In the middle of the actually probably some time has gone by. I suspect it's after lunch at this point in the program. The day is waning on. The sun has reached its peak, and it is beginning to make its way back down again. You are surrounded by nature and the sounds of a light breeze through the trees and the various different songbirds perched going about their business. As you focus, you hear the rustle of maybe a squirrel or a chipmunk somewhere in the background, and the regular breathing of Volia as you enter into your state of automatic writing.
Oh, yeah. So she's frustrated with what happened with the bear trap. So one hand has like her notebook perched in her lap, and the other hand is just buried in Volya's flank.
Mm-hmm.
Surrounded by her friends, protected, got her doggo by her side, and going into writing. Or sketching, whatever comes
Mm-hmm.
out of the pen.
Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead and roll your inspiration. you like to do so?
Yeah. She's getting a little scared. Some things that were said about her mom are coming up now that she's had 3 men in a row not go well. She's afraid she's going to always be alone.
Oh,
Hmm.
wow.
So
Imagine being crushed that Gustav wasn't in you. That's a blow
it's
to the
just the
ego for sure.
insult.
Oh, the ego.
So do I roll again, or do I get one
That was-
automatic success for that?
No. This is a push roll, so
So,
you're gonna roll.
In this instance, take off your frightened,
Yeah, if you're gonna roll the push button, and then
and
it'll
then
ask you
push
for a
push
condition.
at the bottom next to modifier.
Okay. It's asking me to apply a mental condition.
Correct. Now you will apply frightened.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Now
Yeah.
select
And that
Got
way
it.
it'll know to roll 1 fewer die. You are frightened, but you are successful. All right.
But you did get a success.
Okay.
That's what I think I see. This time, the writing isn't writing, it's musical notation. Musical notation, familiar series of bars of music, and triplets and rests and notes and various sharps and flats and keys and time signatures. It is what you are writing if someone were to look over your shoulders. And inside, as you are immersed in this song it's playing, as you are reviewing what had happened and kind of watching from the safe distance as this music had taken control. And the image of a young man playing it is indeed there in your mind, but the music that you're writing it stops, and then you begin to sketch. Uh, in your mind's eye, you start to see the shape of Gustav, but you are writing in on the paper um, uh, more of an aqua person. I don't know if you've actually seen an image of a neck or if Ernst has shown you. Maybe he's got a book with a particular image of one. You've been influenced by the description of the tapestry. And this neck that you draw is sitting on top of a rock. And this rock, as you are sketching the rock, you now sketch a body of water around it. And as you sketch the body of water around it, you go to underneath the water and you sketch in a ring of human bones. The last thing before you come out is the expression. The neck that you draw is not pleased or happy or gleeful that he has a pile of bones around him. This neck is sad, lonely, yearning for companionship, but tormented that against all of his best efforts, he is still alone.
You guys can connect on that.
God, I was like, she's got to be, and she's afraid, and now she's afraid of what she's
We're really
no,
gonna go
is it-
shape of water on this.
Yeah, Tati's got a kindred spirit.
Oh no, she found the bad boy.
Oh no. They could fix each other.
This
Ooh.
does not bode well. But yeah, oh boy. Oh boy.
Tati has a type. Oh man.
Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Yep, here we go.
Falls in love with every young man.
I mean, Curry warned me. She just fell in love with one before that and then tried to seduce another one before she got to the right one.
We need to get Tati laid so she's not all pent up.
Yeah,
She tried. She
Take her to a
tried.
brothel.
Yeah, no, she's trying really hard. We need to take you to a brothel.
Yep. Oh, they got boy whores. It's so considerate.
Take care of some business. So you
Yes.
can focus on your job, miss.
GM, can we spend some of our development points and make a house of ill repute in
Get a booty call.
Uppsala, please? We'll call it the Uppsala Daisy. We'll call it the outstanding.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Oh god.
All right.
Oh, Jesus. Touch Tati. I can fix him. Pile of bones under him.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Well, Tatiana's snapping her notebook shut. Well, that was a waste of time.
As you see a tapestry with your new beloved.
It's the same image. What if?
It's pretty remarkably close. That was you got a good description of it from Jenny.
Yeah, so while Tatiana's dealing with that, Ernst is proudly coming out and brandishing the tapestry for Edvard and Trish.
Oh, you found it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, I do want to say that when she comes out of her trance, snaps it shut, but she was sitting there surrounded by you guys in a moment of utter trust. So if you saw it, it's not surprising. So you all know she's lying when she flips it closed.
Are you sure?
But go back to the tapestry. Oh, what is that?
Well, I found, first of all, the stolen tapestry that confirms this is our neck. But the other part, I've confirmed that young Gustav there, has been trading and made a pact with the neck that's down here. I fear he did something unspeakable to a cat. But he has made some kind of pact with this neck for talent and skill in music. And there are a few things that I have learned here. I'm sorry, my mind is a little bit scattered at the moment. A thing that we will need to do to protect ourselves if it comes to a confrontation. We need to find a knife that is cut. I don't know if it's specifically fiddles or some other kind of stringed instrument, but we need a knife that has cut the strings of a fiddle. If we plant it in the ground, it will protect us from the next magics. And looking at this tapestry, it appears that Christian symbols will drive it off. Gustav believes if he takes the next fiddle, he'll be freed from his pact and able to leave. It sounds like he's been doing the next bidding. Possibly he has been the one luring women over to it. It was it's at the tip of Ernst's tongue, but it's been over a month for Jerry, so I'm trying to remember the name of the kulla who was found by the lake.
Ida.
Ida,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, Pur's Ida.
And it was likely Gustav who lured Pur's Ida over to the lake and to the neck. Now the question is, what do we do with this information?
Shouldn't we go to the cove to try to see if the neck is there?
It seems that our journey will end at the cove, but I want to make sure we're prepared before we
I feel
go
like we
there.
should have this knife with us.
Or all of us be equipped with a blade of some sort.
I wonder what the story is with this
feel-
cat too. Where's the cat? Could you have taken the cat? You think he killed the cat? Does this cat belong to the neck? Because like it's the tapestry that has the picture of the neck with the cat, right?
Yes, the tapestry has a black cat on its shoulder. But the reference that you have in this unfinished letter is just, I'm sorry about the poor cat and the fate it suffered. I hope you will FORG. That's where it leaves off.
Poor cat.
Yes.
Something.
So I think we should all be armed with blades.
And I think it would be good for us to cut any strings if we can get our hands on any fiddles, whether the necks or Gustav's. That might.
Tatiana's going to look around. Does he have any spare strings in the cabin?
Oh, very good. Very good. So a search of the cabin finds no additional fiddles. And it appears that there are no additional fiddle strings. I'm not 100% certain when metal strings became a thing. I suspect these might be actual animal
Cat
fiber,
intestine.
animal fibers.
Actual
I'm not
guts.
sure. I think that's my homework for the week, is to find out if these would.
Maybe that's what happened to the cat.
If these would have been.
Yeah,
Highly
my
possible.
orchestra background, I was like,
You never
yeah,
know.
that cat was probably part of the rituals to make some strings.
Mm-hmm.
Catgut is actually sheep intestine, apparently.
I mean, that
Cat
makes
was
sense.
often used
You're
as
gonna
well.
be-
Yeah, they use cat.
I mean, you're harvesting sheep a lot more than you're harvesting cats.
Yeah.
I wonder who figured out if it is really catgut, Edward? Is it really cat?
I thought I had always heard that
I've
it was.
heard the stories
Yeah.
I wonder who
throughout the
figured that
years.
out. Who had that thought? Oh, poor Mittens. But
Well, I mean, I
wonder.
think it's just. I mean, intestine in general. I mean,
Yeah.
people have known that that's a very reliable source of
Yeah.
strong material.
Yeah, they use
And
sausage
cats are-
casings, other things.
Cats breed. There's a lot of cats. Easier to get a cat than a sheep.
As we're discussing animal internals, what direction is our party going to go? And are you all going together?
At this point, I think we should all get together. I think what we should all do is, one, every one of us have a blade of some sort. And two, every one of us have a cross.
Yep.
What's the cross do? Trish has no idea.
No,
I'm going to point out the holy
tapestry,
symbol
right?
on the tapestry that appears to be
Oh.
warding off the neck.
Oh, necks hate crosses. Like, go away.
I think Ernst, you would be able to answer that by being able to say that the cross is a symbol of like Christian symbology. So
Oh, okay. And they hate Christian stuff. Okay, got it.
Ernst would have been able to have said, well, a cross, or a this, or a that.
As long as it is a Christian symbol of some sort, we should be all right. So a cross, a rosary, communion wafers, holy water. I'm just going to start listing Van Helsing's vampire kits.
Just a pocket full of crackers. We got it.
Oh, the consecrated host has many uses.
Yeah, just throw crackers in their eyes. And my eyes.
Crumble it up into a paste, use it to seal
So
doorways.
Cement.
I do think before we go, check here to see if there's any crosses or any knives that could be used to cut violin strings.
Ernst did not find any on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the knives were not forthcoming.
Okay.
But I admit I wasn't looking for crosses or rosaries or the like on my first pass.
Is there a Bible in the drawer of this particular hotel?
In this case, no.
The Gideons have not gotten here yet.
Not quite yet.
Probably have made it a Tom Salou then, but maybe not out to here yet. All right. So the party is going to make their way back through to the village.
I believe so. We should stock up before we hit the lake.
Because if we go to the lake and the neck is there, and I have a sword, and I do keep a cross, as I had mentioned early on.
Okay.
Good pieces.
Time to walk back through the forest, the time to take to get there, the initial engagement, stakeout, the arrival of Tatiana, the investigation time, the journey back to the village. We've gone from a late breakfast through lunch towards what is coming up on mid to late afternoon. And you emerge from the forest coming towards the meadows where the cows are grazing, and a very excited Ida sees you and waves and comes running, especially towards you, Trish, since you had
Yeah, I'm gonna run up and greet her. Ida,
and
so good to see you in the light of day.
She says, "It's so good to see you too. Will you come by and talk with me tomorrow?"
Oh, absolutely.
I have some work to do, and I have some things to check, but I think I might be able to help, but I have to check some things first.
What time do you want all of us to come by, or just me?
Are you in the guest Fubador, right?
Yeah. Do you want to come
I'll
to
by
us
for breakfast?
Oh, perfect. We usually wake up pretty early. We had a trouble waking up this morning for some reason.
We all do after a party when we pass around the good stuff. Yeah.
Good point.
No, I love that
stuff.
It's very exciting. I think it's going to be. I just have to check on some things, and I have to get back to work. Bye. And
bye.
She runs back out as it appears by the different change in the sound. The girls are calling the cows slowly back away from their pastures and bringing them towards the large enclosed meadow.
It's early afternoon, you said?
We're mid-afternoon, closing in on probably what would be late afternoon. Dinner time is starting to roll around, which I think is probably a pretty good point to kind of have the camera, up and moving away from the group as the group is making the way to the village, to their cabin. Ida hurriedly running back to her chores, and the party with a plan. And
To the
some
cove.
great leads to continue their investigation into this mystery. But we'll have to find out what they unearth. Will they find the neck? Will Tatiana ever find love? In 2 weeks' time,
She just needs to stop searching in the wrong places.
in
Or should we
Free
just put her in
League's,
a covenant?
yeah, in Free League's Dance with Death. Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll see you in 2 weeks.